And we now return to the big story on Donald Trump's latest stance on immigration. Joining me is Mr. Atul Aneja, Foreign Affairs expert. Mr. Aneja, good afternoon and welcome. What do you make of the latest decision by Trump on immigration policies? And what does third world countries imply? I mean, some may call the use of the term itself in many ways problematic.
Yes, Shubhendu, both points. First the coinage of the term third world. Now, essentially, though initially the third world was not a derogatory term, but over time with usage and changing political context, it's not something which is very edifying to people who live in the developing world, if that's what he means, or people in the global south. So that's a problematic one which has not been defined. The second question is why? Why is he doing this? And I think, Shubhendu, it's important that we have to look into the domestic politics of the United States right now, where Trump is appealing to his base, which is the MAGA base, Make America Great Again base, which is essentially anti-immigration. And especially from people who are, from the developing world, especially those who lack skills, etc. They're opposed to. That's the demand of the mega base. Why does Trump want to appeal to the mega base? I think that's very important because the US will be going ahead for midterm elections, and I think that the momentum for that is building. So while he has made this decision, the attack has come on the Democrats, and especially on Joe Biden, if you read his extended tweet or whatever you want to call it. So I think that domestic element is very, very important here. He was losing ground in his mega base, but I think recently, especially after the Epstein affair is out of the way, he's gone back to appealing to them, and this is a reflection of that. It is problematic, of course, because it is undefined who is included in it, the detailing is just not there within that. And there's also a bigger message, whatever be the fine print, Shubhendu, but the United States has changed. The global system has changed, and I think people who want to immigrate have to recognize that the game in town has changed completely globally. That is, and you have to look more into your own countries and find opportunities there rather than trying El Dorado in the West. I think that game is over.
Right. And just to understand the ways in which the decision appears problematic at a deeper level, sir, I mean, it seems to be triggered by the shooting incident near the White House that happened recently. Just to quote the American Immigration Council, it's a non-profit organization based in DC, advocates for immigration rights. In the report, which is as latest as 2024, it says that immigrants, including undocumented immigrants, are less likely to commit crimes than people who are US born. I mean, I understand it may be a political posturing. Any significance of this data or this report or this stance?
Shubhendu, there are umpteen reports which come out. But the basic problem is, or the basic point is, that America is completely polarized. I mean, there is this mega group, which is not the neocons either. It's a new category altogether. And then you have the so-called Lib Dems or liberal Democrats, the so-called the left pole of the United States, if you want to call it that way. There is no bridging between these two, and this is also dividing your way things are reported. It's there definitely in the media. It's there in the think tank world as well. So frankly, I would look at it more in terms of not data or what reports come out, but it is essentially politics which is taking place. And within this polarized environment, Trump is taking a decision which he hopes will strengthen his base, and then get more people of his kind, Republicans of his hue, into the House of Commons and the Senate, because if he has to take bigger decisions downstream, he has to win those elections. So I think that it channels into this deep polarization and the political change which is likely to take place in the United States. It's posturing for that essentially.
Right.
And that's why you see some of these things are so ill-defined. How will it be implemented? It makes a dramatic headline though, all third world countries he's put on. I think it's contradictory term. He says permanent pause. I mean, if it's a pause, it can't be permanent. No?
That's
Then
right.
it's a pause.
And there appears to be a focus on Afghanistan. So what will the re-examination of Afghan nationals who came to the US under Biden administration entail? Because we understand the influx of the population coincided with US withdrawal from Afghanistan. And many of those people, the United States believed were allies.
I think, Shubhendu, Afghanistan is clearly in Trump's crosshairs. You see, he even talked about removing the Taliban about a couple of months ago.
Yes.
I mean, he wanted Bagram base, essentially. You see, the problem is that in 2021, the Americans had faced a big humiliation, the way the exit took place. So there's a grouse against Taliban, and Taliban, again, moving more closer to Russia, to China, and even us. So, the Americans want to get back into Southwest Asia somehow. And that is the reason why you are going to use whatever opportunities you get to do some kind of an intervention in Afghanistan, whether you do it directly or whether through his new friends in Pakistan. That's something we can't say. But definitely, Afghanistan's geography, it's a pivotal state. And the fact that it is a symbol of, in a way, American humiliation, if you may call it, the way the withdrawal took place. So I think he's targeting Afghanistan for sure.
And finally, sir, should Indians living in the US be concerned with the latest posturing on immigration and green cards?
Well, Shubhendu, I think Indians are generally migrated in a category which is beyond this. He is targeting people who are uneducated, who have just, illegally immigrated. That's not the category which most Indians come to. And they are professionals, they are in their computer. I mean, we know where the Indian positioning is.
Right.
So frankly, those who are already employed in the United States, I see no problem for them. The question is of people who want to migrate. I think they should think twice because America is changing and its priorities are changing.
On that note, Mr. Atul Aneja, thank you very much for joining us on the News Hour and sharing your perspective.